Good morning. It's Tuesday, March the 18th. Thanks for checking out our newsletter. I thought I'd do just a video in case you don't feel like reading the newsletter. I would just go through some of the core topics there. We have some important things going on. So I'm going to start with the most positive, important thing that's happening right now is Evolved has recently hired, after a process of trying to find a warehouse coordinator, we have hired Billy Atwell, who will be in our warehouse running our logistics operations going forward. So his desk is right behind mine. So Billy will be here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays to start. That'll be our shipping days going forward. So for the last few weeks, we've been just getting Billy up to speed in the new warehouse here. So for those of you who haven't seen me in a while, it's because we've been spending time here in the warehouse getting things set up and ready for when Billy got here. So we're doing that right now. So once we get through March and into April, then I'll be able to get out onto the road a little more. I think Billy will be ready to do some shipping on his own. So we're really excited to have Billy with us. He's a recent graduate from Dalhousie University, Bachelor of Commerce degree. So very keen and interested on learning the geothermal business. So Annie and I are exceptionally happy to have him here, and it's a lot of fun, bringing him up to speed on geothermal and doing that training. So we're really excited to have a new team member with us. So the next important issue that we're working on right now is, many of you are likely aware that there's another tranche of tariffs or retaliatory tariffs coming up on April 2nd. So below I've got a link to that list of the tariffs coming up, and water source, ground source heat pumps are on this list. Our tariff code is 8415 dot something something something. So we do appear on that list along with other HVAC products. Originally I didn't think I saw gas products on there, but I'm seeing gas furnaces and gas instantaneous water heaters on there now too. So keep posted to that list to see if there's any updates. On the personal side with the business, I've already reached out to my local MP to share some concerns about this. Now, concerned in one sense because it's obviously going to be pretty impactful to our sector, but of course we want to stand up like many Canadians already are doing, and push back against the unjustified tariffs that are coming out of the U.S. So I feel a responsibility to be supportive of that, and I am supportive of that, but I'm also recognizing that the impacts of those tariffs are going to be very significant for our sector, geothermal in particular. So I've communicated that as a business to my local MP to share some of those comments. Some of you may know I also volunteer at the Ontario Geothermal Association, so we've been having some discussions internally about how we might be able to support and respond as an industry group overall. So look to the OGA's newsletter for the updates that we're providing there, but we are engaging on that front as well to try and get a message across about how impactful this will be for the industry. So in light of that, I've spoken with many of you about inventory ahead of the April 2nd potential deadline. So if they do decide to go ahead with these retaliatory tariffs, somewhere around April 2nd is when that's going to happen. Now we have, we're kind of in an okay position right now because Enertech, with the R454B transition, and Enertech also at the same time doing a brand transition, a brand consolidation. I'll speak to that in a second, but they built up some inventory of certain SKUs of product over the last little while to sort of buffer this transition or these transitions that they're in. So we're able to grab some of that inventory and get it up here pretty quick. So we're doing that right now. We're going to add a little bit of stock here just as our base stock that most of you are used to us carrying. And then I've talked to many of you about looking at your projections coming up, if there's anything that we can bring up for you. So that should help mitigate, hopefully, in the sense that if those tariffs do come through, at least maybe there's some buffer period there, because I would expect there's going to be some back and forth and on and off nature possibly. So we'll see what happens. So with that in mind, we're grabbing whatever we can down there. And because Enertech had this brand transition happening at the same time, we will be taking on some Hydron module product into our warehouse. We might see some Tetco product in our warehouse. If you don't know, Enertech, the brands that they brought into Ontario were GeoComfort, which were the exclusive distributor in Ontario, Eastern Canada for GeoComfort, Tetco, and the Hydron Module brand. And now they've basically eliminated the Tetco brand and the Hydron Module brand, as Hydron Module is going away, and that's going to be replaced with just an Enertech brand. So going forward in Canada and the US, Enertech will just have the GeoComfort and the Enertech brand for all of their products. So a bit of a consolidation there. So that's why, you know, with the tariff thing going on, we're going to pick up whatever we can out there. And so we might have a mix of product for you, not just GeoComfort for the next little bit. So that's that second update. So we got through that. Below in the newsletter also, this Thursday, so this is coming up real quick, is the launch of the new version of the variable water-to-water. So some of you have installations of the water-to-water, the variable water-to-water in the last couple of years. With the 454B transition, the platform has upgraded more than just the refrigerant, the control platform and some of the functionalities of the heat pump itself have been upgraded and improved. So this is a pretty spectacular piece of equipment, albeit for particular applications. I would call it kind of our new triple function, if you want to call it that, triple function system, although this triple function will do 100% hot water, radiant floor heating, chilled water cooling through an air handler, Enertech's hydronic air handler. It'll do that without a buffer tank, built-in variable speed load pump. So it's a pretty spectacular piece of equipment. We've got a webinar on introducing that product here on Thursday. Look for the link below to register for that. And then the last thing is just in respect to the IESO Home Energy Savings Rebate Program. If you're a contractor that's interested in getting involved in that and you haven't signed up yet, I will put a link to that contractor sign up on the IESO page for you. For the contractors that we've done some training with in the past, we're doing letters of recognition on that training. Going forward, I'm working on certificates with Enertech and how we're going to do that as far as manufacturer training goes, because the program looks like they're asking for a manufacturer training to start. Now, when the program does fully launch, at least the oil propane version of the program, so the program's already out there for gas customers and fully electric customers, but the big part of the program for us will be the oil and propane version of that. I'm expecting that the IESO is going to be looking for IGSHPA certification or IGSHPA training at some point in the program. Now, they may be launching with that requirement right out of the gate on the oil propane program. I don't know at this point. My hope is that they'll have give us a bit of a leeway period to get people certified again under that program. Now, if you don't know, IGSHPA is just going through a big overhaul in their training platform right now. I'm on one of the scheme committees that is doing peer review on the residential design program. So we've just started that. I think the installer program's already come through, but we're working on that now. So I'm not sure when the full new training is going to be launched, but it's more of a training that's Canada and the US kind of combined, whereas in the past it's been more US focused. So we've had a good cross-border interaction to help get that training built. So point is, my hope is that the program gives a bit of a period of time there for contractors to get on board before requiring that certification, and then eventually, I'm assuming that will carry forward. So let's look out for that and just stay tuned to what's happening there. I'm expecting the oil and propane program to be launching. I've just been hearing at the end of first quarter, maybe sometime early April. So let's hope that that continues. So as always, any questions that I can help with, just give us a shout. And again, once we're up and running here fully at the warehouse, we'll be shipping Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Those will be all our defined shipping days to start. Hopefully we get busier and can do that full time soon enough. And then, once Billy's up and running, I'll be out calling on you folks and looking forward to seeing everybody again and seeing how I can help you in the marketplace. Thanks very much. Have a good week.